and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, where we're always going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly about flowers. I'm Fern. We got Joelle on the ones and twos. Mimi's in the house. Ryan's in the house. And our amazing none other guest is, Ryan. Ryan, who's that? What? Oh, we got breaking news. Breaking news on the Two Fat Guys podcast. Oh, my. I'd like to welcome, by surprise, because y'all surprising me today, by surprise, none other than Madison Greene, marketing coordinator for That Flower Feeling.
Okay, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm here to talk about the TFF Ambassador program that we just launched. I'm a marketing coordinator from TFF. I started in August. I'm new to the floral industry, but loving every single moment. So thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh, man. Welcome. Surprise guest. I like it, Ryan. You guys are throwing me off in the middle of an intro.
We like to keep you on your toes, Fern. We like to keep you guessing.
Well, we had to have Madison on because this is something new with That Flower Feeling. And we were like, wait a second. We need our fatties to know because we got some heavy duty fatty fans. And these guys, they are the true warriors of the flower industry. They listen to our episode. That's enough.
Yeah.
But
even
we're hoping
what were the hostage fatties called? What did you call them, Fern? Forced fatties?
Forced fatties.
We're force feeding them.
Force feeding them flower knowledge since 2022. When did we start the podcast? 2021.
It's all a blur.
So we needed to call the fatties to help us here because the whole part of the flower feeling is to get everybody involved. So Madison, can you explain what the ambassador program is?
Yeah, so it started actually with Next Gen because, TFF, the big ask is to donate and to, continue moving the floral industry along. So we realized that maybe not everybody can donate huge amounts of money. So we started off with the $5 challenge that was at Next Gen. I don't know if you guys saw it around, but we were asking people to donate instead of the $25 or donate larger sums of money. We were asking $5. And then we thought about, well, how else can people get involved without spending money on the program? And that's how the ambassador program was born. So it's designed to make it easy for people to get involved in spreading the message. And it's really, the biggest thing is that it's really low commitment because Mimi and Ryan know that the TFF committees and boards, it's a lot of commitment and it's a lot of time. And not everyone has the ability to, engage fully. So how can you do it in a low commitment way? And our main thing is so as an ambassador, your main thing would be to represent the essence of TFF by sharing your love for flowers as a tool for self-care and share our posts and our promotional assets on your social media platform 2 to 3 times a month. And that's it. Yeah. So we would provide the assets, we would provide the time. So like a big thing that we're doing this week is, National Self-Care Day, which is like the birthplace of TFF. That's this Saturday on the 5th. So our biggest thing with our ambassador program, we had our first meeting yesterday and we coordinated times for us all to post and we gave them the assets to post as well. So that's really the main thing. It's really just, representing TFF and sharing our promotional posts on your platform.
We're already ambassadors then, right? Is that
no, you guys are VIP.
So what does one need to qualify? How many followers? What are the ground rules?
The only thing you need to qualify is to be a lover of TFF and a believer that flowers aid in self-care and have a social media. You don't have to have a huge following. You could have 20 followers for all we care. But whether or not you're posting it on your company's IG accounts, if you're welcome to send that to your social media managers. You're welcome to post it yourself. You're welcome to just post it on your own account. As long as you have a love for TFF and flowers as self-care and have a social media account, you're good to go.
So you're saying there's a chance.
You got it, Fern.
I got enough followers.
Mike has a new Instagram, so I'm sure he could be a TFF ambassador too.
TFF ambassador all on his own.
Flying the jet.
I love it.
It's just really to spread the word and to get involved without having to give the big bucks or anything like that.
I mean, you guys are doing an awesome job. You guys have the new consumer report that you guys put out, and that Philly Flower Show looked amazing. I know Ryan was involved in that.
Yes.
And
were you in Philly for the Philly Flower Show, Madison?
I will. And can I just say, Ryan, the design was the biggest hit. They loved it. They actually, they weren't going to give us volunteers for pictures at the Philly Flower Show, because, there's so many things going on there. But our design and our like flower wall was such a big hit that after the first day, we had designs the whole time. I mean, I
got to give credit for where credit's due. Chris Drummond and Bill Schaefer came up with the whole concept of this display. I just did some of the background graphics. So
please don't be humble. Bill, Chris, and Ryan. It was a joint effort, and they did a great job. So
man,
we love
somebody got
Vanessa told me that somebody got him proposed to there. Like they got engaged.
Mm-hmm.
That's
in front of the flower wall.
Yep, and I didn't even know. I was looking through our tagged photos, and I saw it, and I was like, "Is this a proposal?" Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
They
got the ultimate feeling.
I wonder. You think the guy went there and he was like, sometime today it's just gonna happen, and I'm just gonna propose, and then bam, you see the beautiful flower wall and that flower feelings booth, and he's just like, there isn't a better moment than right now.
I think I think we should start using that in our terminology, like that flower feeling, because yesterday I got a text from Lori because she received some awesome VIP choco roses, and so she was telling me, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this tonight. I'm gonna set it up. She goes, I just need to go get some fillers. And I go, yeah, you get that flower feeling on. You know what I mean? You're flower feeling on. And she was like, I love that. Like, we just need to make it like keep saying it and using it in hashtags and stuff, but.
That's it. I'm a hashtag that flower feeling on everything.
Everything.
And did you guys see that past post that Mel Robbins posted I think last week? I mean, that is what TFF is about. We shared it to our stories, and hopefully as the ambassador program grows, we can get some big time ambassadors.
Mel Robbins is the bomb.
But yeah, she's amazing. And that whole video was exactly what TFF is about. So we thought that was so cool. So it is spreading slowly but surely.
Even if they don't know they're spreading it,
exactly.
The message is there. We got to help them realize what they're sharing.
Exactly. We were talking about the Got Milk campaign, and like that's like a big inspiration for our thing. And it was all over my Fern earlier said that I look like I'm in high school, but which I do. True. You guys can't see me. But I am 26, and in my elementary school, like Got Milk was like the biggest thing for whatever reason. I don't know if
Got Milk and then avocados.
It
was
avocados from Mexico.
Avocados from Mexico. But Got Milk was the one that put, that kind of like just industry joint campaign, co-op campaign to work. I mean, who wasn't doing a milk mustache and saying Got Milk?
Exactly. And it helped, like Sam Bowles made this point, but it helped with people that like for dairy alternatives as well, the Got Milk movement. So that is the goal. And hopefully with the ambassador program, we can keep the momentum going.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We've got this.
Yeah,
so then where do they go and sign up to be an ambassador? Or do you just do it and you're an ambassador?
Well, there's a form, but maybe you guys can share it.
Absolutely. We'll be on the link in our...
Yeah, amazing. And that's it. You just sign up with the form. It's just your email. It's really quick. And then I add you to our email chain. And we're not going to, like I said, it's really low commitment. So we're not going to have many meetings. We just had the one yesterday really for introductions. But the main thing is just going to be me emailing to coordinate posts.
How many people are current ambassadors? How many current ambassadors?
Right now we have about 10 to 11.
That's good.
Oh, those are rookie numbers. We got to pump those numbers up.
Come on, fatties.
Come on, fatties. Who doesn't want to be that flower feeling ambassador? I'm going to send one in, watch.
Yeah, please. Please do. You're more than welcome. So the biggest call to action would just be, as an ambassador, again, you're just sharing your love for flowers and posting your graphics, and that's it.
All right. Madison, what are you going to do for Self-Love Day? Or, self-care?
I am going to buy myself flowers and my mother.
Exactly.
When is self-care?
Saturday, she said.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
April 5th.
April 5th. Yeah, I'm gonna buy myself flowers and my mom and my dad, I guess. He'll get some too for the national
Okay.
Guys
Celebrate.
like flowers. Guys
I
like
know, my
flowers
dad
too.
actually loves
Surprise a guy and send them flowers, and you'd be amazed the reaction you get.
As a guy,
Yeah.
what kind of flowers would you like to receive? That's a good question. I don't know.
VIP
All?
choco roses.
Yeah,
All day long.
All day long.
Okay.
Definitely. What about you, Ryan?
I guess it depends on. It would be more about like the presentation, how you present it. Like if you're just giving me like, if you didn't like put it together or nothing, you just give me wrapped like grocery store flowers. Like
He's picky with the flowers.
you gotta step it up a little bit.
Ryan-
you can't just come at
Ryan
it with
Ryan's,
nothing.
picky, yeah, with
Ryan's
the
an
flowers.
artist. Ryan's an
Yeah,
artist.
yeah.
He don't want no bunch of flowers. He's like, what are you gonna do with this? I know what I would do with it.
Madison, he makes flower arrangements for his wife. Gorgeous ones.
Amazing.
Like,
You
amazing.
would swear
Yeah.
he's an AIFD designer. I've seen this man work.
Yeah.
He puts in
Mommy
the
has
time.
a vase of just orange tulips by itself.
Yeah.
It
But
looks really nice.
I know she loves to pick her own flowers. But when you buy her flowers, you like roses, right? Because like Valentine's Day, you
I've
gave
never bought her flowers.
What do you mean you haven't bought her
I
flowers?
brung her flowers, but I never bought her
You
flowers.
kind of bought those too, though.
You kind of did,
You
right?
kind of
Yeah,
bought
you-
those.
you paid
just
the
saying.
farm.
no,
for 'em at
you
one
literally,
point.
you literally like
I
farm to
sent
table.
no. If
for
I was
her.
gonna send something, I usually send an orchid basket,
Oh.
Mm.
and that
When
qualifies
you're
for
shopping,
that
when you're
flower
buying
feeling.
flowers from the farm, do you ever buy and be like, oh, I'm gonna give these to her when they come?
The Funkies was the first ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but potted plants qualify for that flower feeling too.
Yes, they
Absolutely.
do.
Sure.
And I bring her an orchid basket because we let the flowers do their thing, and then when the flower dies, we take the plants and put them outside on the tree, or we have like this spot where we put all the expired orchids.
Yeah.
And
then they
pl-
come
and
back.
they bloom back. Yeah.
Yeah. The best is that
We have
they
Cattleya in bloom right now.
the best is that they
Nice.
tend to come back around the same time that they were in bloom. So they'll remind you of the
Yeah.
event that you received them for. So I love that. I love that about orchids. But I always get like, these ads to buy for Father's Day or whatever, like, buy him flowers, and they usually have like a beer stuff like related, or fishing stuff. I always think those are so fun. And I always like the sympathy ones, like when they make the sympathy, like the big
Dad's like Choco Roses.
Dad's like, what flavor choco rose do you think Dad would like? Just a plain?
There's all flavors. It doesn't matter. He could like
I
strawberry,
would
chocolate,
love some
vanilla.
little
Ellie was-
chicken.
Ellie
some
was
little
jealous.
chicks.
Ellie was jealous of
'Cause-
the ones that Lori got, but then she was like, but then again, I love the little chicks.
Yeah, the little chicks are where it's at. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
My dad loves sunflowers. He's not picky.
Yeah, sunflowers are nice.
They're pretty. They're
Joel,
gorgeous. Those are
what kind of flowers you like, Joel?
Gladioluses.
Oh, see, that's the question.
that's
Is
wrong.
it
Gladioli.
gladioli or is it
Oh,
gladioluses?
Just glad.
Gladioli.
I was gonna say glass.
Gladiolas.
So according to Google,
It's like Tifuses.
according to Google, you can say
I
gladiolus.
think we just laughed the same and did the same little
but
at the end.
but Ryan's right. It's gladioli. It's like cacti, but nobody says cacti.
Gladiolus.
Nobody says that.
No, but in that's why the dictionary.
He put it in the book, and I was like, "Look at you little professional writer, Ryan."
gladioli.
Too funny.
No, it was funny because we were debating that at the office with Celine. We're like, there's so many ways you could say it. Gladiolas, Leviosa.
Leviosa.
Glops.
Madison, are you coming down for the collab at Flory Expo?
I will be there.
And Madison
And I'm-
hopefully will be coming down for Fresh Fest.
Fresh Fest.
Yes, I definitely will be there for that as
You're
well.
coming for Fresh Fest? Nice.
Yes. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for inviting me.
Well, there's going to be two flower feeling activations, one at Flory Expo and one at Fresh Fest. So
Well, it'll be
coming
my
up.
first. It's in Miami, right?
Mm-hmm.
My first time in Miami.
So
So you're
there's
just going
Oh,
to stay
man.
from one to the next? You're not going to go back?
I don't know yet, but I think
That's
so.
the move.
Close enough, right?
When
really
is
close.
what dates are Flory Expo, Ryan?
It's like 4th or 5th or 6th, something like that.
Yeah,
And
then
that's
So
just-
it's
early June.
It's the week. So it's the week before. The week before is Flory Expo, and then the week after is Fresh Fest. You should just stay, Madison.
But Madison
There's
also
a lot to see.
Madison also has after Flory Expo they do an activation where they give away flowers, and right, so that's going to happen that weekend. So I'm sure, I'm sure, Madison, we can get you a long extended
Where are
stay.
you? Where are you guys where are they giving away flowers at?
So last year, it was with Posies, and Vanessa and I went. Well, I got there late because it was a thunderstorm. But let me tell you something. It was in Fort Lauderdale. I forget the name of the restaurant. What do you know the name of the restaurant? It's somewhere in Fort Lauderdale, but it was really nice, and everybody it was amazing to see. Like honestly, and that's I think it
was down in Las Olas.
YOLO.
Right?
Yeah,
It was YOLO.
That's what it was. YOLO.
Yeah, I heard that people loved it. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
It really is. Like it was. I was on my way to vacation, and I spent longer time there and shortened my trip just because I was like, I loved being around Vanessa and watching everybody. That flower feeling is real. It's like, and it was even more, it was more impactful than the Pedal It Forward, in the sense that like you saw these people get involved in making their bouquet. So it was like super fun to see people like.
It is powerful. When you receive flowers, it's exciting, it's amazing, but it is way bigger giving somebody flowers, I think, and seeing the reaction.
And giving it is also a form of self-care, which is great.
100%.
Yeah.
And also
shout
out to Vanessa, who is just the star, and none of this would be possible without her. So we love her. For your fatty audience, I'm sorry for calling them that.
Oh no, they like it.
They like it.
No, I have the same feeling with Madison.
Ryan.
They don't like it.
Stop
they don't like it.
Madison,
Who doesn't?
Now that you're an official fatty, we have to call you Fatty Light though, like because you're a Fatty Light.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Why are we
having two different distinctions
she's too young,
makes it work.
And this is her first episode, so she's Fatty Light.
You haven't heard an episode? Oh man, you got a lot of enjoyment.
I can't wait.
Yeah, she got to go back and listen to Vanessa's.
You got to listen to Vanessa's episode.
She sings.
I didn't. Oh my God, she sings?
She sings. She sang for us.
The audience knows her. Yes. They know that she sings.
Who doesn't know Vanessa now? This is like, she's very popular in the flower world.
We love that for her. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I mean, I had the best time, and I cannot wait. This is my induction to Fatty Light. I mean, is there a ceremony?
There is.
We'll have one when you're down here. When you're down here, we'll have a ceremony. Don't worry.
We will crown you.
It includes a knife, a little bit of blood. It's okay. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I'm down. I'm definitely down.
Too much.
Thank you, Madison.
Thank you, Madison.
Guys, I'll talk to you later.
Madison from That Flower Feeling. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Awesome, guys. I'm excited to have them come down, and also even the Flory Expo. Ryan again is going to kill it with the booth, and he's also speaking. He's speaking with Liza and Jen from 50 Flowers on AI.
Yeah, they asked me if I wanted to be part of some session panel thing. I was like, yeah, let's do it.
I think you're slowly becoming the expert of the visual AI for sure. All of the media that you can do and stuff.
When you think
it's
of
impossible
AI,
to
think
keep
of
up
Ryan
with it all.
Black.
Like, there's a note. Like, Joelle and I were literally looking at the new ones with all the new stuff that just came out. ChatGPT, their new stuff there. You can do all the graphics now through ChatGPT. You don't have to go get a prompt and go elsewhere with it. And then Reeve or Revy? How would you say it?
I would say, yeah.
I say
Revy.
I say Revy.
That one's really good. Like that's a new one too. It does images. It does really good. It does text.
Technology,
well. So,
technology is improving at a rate of speed I can't keep up with. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's scary.
People look real too in that AI. They look really
I feel like it's faster than I've ever seen it in my lifetime, for sure.
Like we're in light speed right now. Like I don't know how people keep up with it. Kudos to you guys for keeping up with it, because it's every day I hear.
If I didn't work here, I wouldn't keep up with
that.
it. I tell you the truth, because I know a lot of my friends are like, they'll have ChatGPT on their phone or whatever, and they'll pay for an app to get, a picture, like the amazing picture that Emmy did, but they're not like into it. But I feel like the floral world is really moving forward with it. And I'm excited to hear Lisa and Jen, because I wasn't able to hear their talk at NextGen. So it should be interesting.
Same.
We are only doing the collab, so we don't have a booth there.
No booth
How
at
come we
Florida
don't
Expo
have?
for us.
How come we don't have the little chickies flying onto the roses?
We do. Emmy did that, didn't she?
No,
Oh, that'd be
She did with
cool.
people, right?
No, she did it with the rose.
I like the little people putting the sprinkles on the.
That was
On the
cool.
roses, that was
That
cool.
We didn't
I don't
do
know
it
how
yet.
she
Mimi-
did that. No,
I
she
did
did do
it.
it.
I
She,
sent it to you, and Emmy
Put
did
me-
too.
Mimi was
Sprinkles
showing
on.
us.
yeah, she
It's
did
a
the video.
It's like a preloaded. That one's like a preloaded one. It's not even like custom. Like it's almost like a stock video. But yeah, we can do that one.
AI's got a lot. Okay.
So yeah,
Will we be able to walk? We'll be able to walk that show. The Flurry Expo. It's like free to buyers.
Well, we're sponsoring part of That Flower Feelings booth, so we'll have some badges through that. But
Okay.
hey guys. So yesterday we posted about the new building, and if you see the comments,
I got like 100 messages.
oh my
100. I
gosh.
reposted your post, and I got 100 messages.
So-
Everyone wishing us very good luck and well,
Oh my
and
gosh.
congratulations.
I was
It's
emotional.
like
At first,
a
Ryan's
wave of love.
like, we need to post and put some for anticipation. And I'm like, no, Ryan, people are not going to get it. They're going to think we're open already. And he's like, just do it, Mimi. And when we did, I was blown away. I mean, I sent it to Mike last night. We had over 8,000 views in less than a couple hours. Like, if just people, good vibes. And
Good
I can't
vibes.
wait.
I'm telling you, I reposted it and got 100 messages. Congratulations. No better team for this. You guys are awesome, rock stars. You know, it was what a feeling.
At this point, I feel like if you can't find Mike, he's no longer, like, back then you'd be like, go check the cooler if Mike's there. Like, I'm like, oh, you got to check the new
You
building.
gotta check
He's
the new
checking on the
building.
new
I
building.
checked to see if his truck is here or not.
Yeah.
Is
How
the
was
truck
it?
here?
You went over there today, right?
Yeah,
How does it look?
they're up on top of the roofs, like cleaning it and cutting off all the excess spray foam and
Oh, nice.
and just doing the detail work up there while they're waiting for a couple parts for the one door, and there's 2 inspections tomorrow, and then we're waiting for the meter to be put in. We're in the home stretch here. It's all up to the city of Doral, really, at this point. It's not up to us or anybody else. Everyone's done everything they can do, but we're really delayed. Hoping that things catch up next week. If they catch up next week and we can get a final inspection the week after and we rally up the troops and we move overnight, over a weekend or something like that, then we can make it for Mother's Day.
Doesn't matter if
You
it
can't
takes
say-
us
you can't say
24
if, you gotta
hours.
say
We're
when.
moving.
We will do it.
We
When
will
it.
be moving
Yeah.
before Mother's Day, and
right.
even if we
Anyone
gotta
is-
work all night, we're gonna do it.
That's exactly right. And anyone who doesn't will show their true colors.
Yeah, but you have everybody here who rides
No, we
are ride or
we
dies.
are ride or dies. We will move. We will carry it. We'll throw stuff in my truck, your truck, Casey's truck. We're gonna do it, one way or another.
I estimate we'll need about 15, 20 truckloads back and forth.
Yeah, but have you seen
even with
Emmanuel's new car?
Emmanuel's
Yeah,
tractor
man.
trailer.
I'm talking about tractor trailer loads.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
20 of those. Well, we used one last time. I remember moving across the street too.
No, but we have to move all these racks.
Yeah.
You can only fit like so many racks in the truck,
Correct.
and then you have all the flowers to move, and you have all
You know, the
the
amazing thing is we'll be able to load all our trucks at one door and unload and have door space and space. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
We're actually
Emmanuel's
we're gonna time lapse the move from the inside and
that's
see all
gonna
the
be
people
cool.
coming in.
That's gonna be
in and
cool.
out with the pallets coming in and out. That'll be fun to see.
Emmanuel's truck was out here this morning, and
Didn't you make a time lapse of like from empty building to
Yeah.
completion?
Well, it's not finished yet, but yeah, we're still doing that. But it's not done yet. That's coming along.
but Manuel keeps joking with me that I have to drive the truck. I go, oh my god! I'm like,
Well, we have two.
We need a
We have two
you need a
of them.
CDL for that, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
two of those.
I drove the Chrysler one, which isn't like
Did you?
you don't even need to have a CDL for that one. Like
I
it's the
used
one that
to
like
have a CDL
and
license.
I drove it for Memorial Day flowers with me and my sister, and I swear to God, guys, I was sweating the entire time. Like I've never sweat so much from being nervous, like driving like this, like all down 95, like oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? So I told that story to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, every single time I see the truck, he told me this morning, he goes, "Go inside." I go, "I don't want to go inside. It scares me.
Flashbacks.
It scares me. I'm scared." So, but he's so happy with it.
We need somebody who knows how to install stereos.
Oh.
because that truck
Jared.
has a bad stereo. Jared, if
What
I
happened?
wait for Jared, it'll be
No. Well, tell Oliver
That was
he
one of
installs
Jared's-
next year
stereos.
Valentine.
Before Jared sold cars, he was installing
I
TVs and
know.
stereos. And
But that one, does
you
it
know where
have
Mr.
a
Baguette
current
is,
radio?
Mimi?
Yeah, it
Yeah?
just doesn't work.
That's where he used to work. That building used to be a car detail place where they did rims and stuff.
And
He
Jared
put-
worked there?
He put TVs in
Yeah.
the headrests of my Lincoln Town car.
Nice. I never installed TVs, but I did install radios
Yeah.
and speakers.
Listen, my golf cart has like boom speakers and like the bass in a freaking Hyundai, the Palisade. I'm like, this is a mom's car. Why do you have bass in here? Nobody uses bass.
miss-
It's like
I missed the big bass in my car. Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta go get one.
no, do not.
With
All
my
right, I
Volvo
ain't-
with a giant
I ain't,
subwoofer.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Ryan. I swear, I've been shopping to put a subwoofer in my truck. I'm like, yo, I need a
Guys,
subwoofer.
it's the
in your
most
truck.
annoying thing in the car. Like Oliver will do it on purpose to annoy me because you hear
Oh,
the
he has one?
doon doon in my ears while I'm
Yeah,
driving.
I
It
can't
bothers
wait.
me.
I can't wait.
You don't like the
I'm gonna do
bass
it
in
to
a car?
Barbie.
No.
I
I
love,
love the bass in a car.
that. I like that.
I like my stereos to be the most basic stereo possible. Like when phones ring or anything, I lower. Like even when I'm turning, I lower the music just in case. Like turning.
Mimi's one of those people that turns the music down so she can see an address.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I do. I exactly do that. I have to.
Oh man. Too
Although
funny.
What's cool
Joel-
about the new building, with all the progress, is that it pretty much is exactly how it was planned. Though, like the plans to
Yeah, it's
what they
exactly
built
how you
is
see it in
like-
your head.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
It's bigger. It's bigger if you ask me. It's just so much
It's
bigger.
not going to look that big once you load it up.
Yeah.
when you throw everything in
No.
there.
It's
yeah.
not
Because
going
this
to.
building looked huge before we loaded it up.
It did. It did. And
So-
it shrunk fast.
But
it does.
I was talking with mommy, and it's true. Like Mike and Ryan, I'm not even good like taking a house and thinking like, oh, you could build something here or whatever. Like I don't know how you guys imagine stuff. Like I can't even think of how you guys process that. Like the way that the coolers are and everything. Like they just
the doors
they're not
and
architects.
the windows.
They're not architects.
You should have seen Ryan's drawing.
I
It would
saw
prove
it.
you wrong,
But what
thinking that he's not an
But
architect.
what I'm saying
that should
is
look
that
professionally
the building was made with floral experience.
done. Yeah.
Like to the T. Like this is Mike's 40 years of floral experience plus Ryan and like also all of the years that I don't know how many years have you been in the flower industry now?
Since he was born.
Yeah.
Depends on what you count,
Yeah.
where you start the clock.
But
Like,
you know the shopping, the feel, the experience, it's all there, and it's crazy. I mean, that's what I haven't been to the building in weeks too. So
Almost.
yeah, no,
there.
this was
Home
his vision,
stretch.
the
Home
greatest
stretch.
flower show on earth, and we just translated that for the actual architects to make something with it.
yeah,
And these guys are doing a great job.
You could lay it out like with a ruler and a loose leaf piece of paper, and then give it to Ryan, and then he comes back with it like
I know.
mapped out as if.
With
An
like,
engineer
professional
Yeah.
walls and
Yeah.
everything. It's
to
crazy.
scale.
And
to
then I
scale.
say, no, move this wall, move this window, move this door, whatever. And like in 2 seconds, it's done. And here's another revision. I know he gets annoyed by all
Have
the
you?
revisions. But
Yeah. Have you seen Ryan's little notebook?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It has so many ideas inside it. And then I was showing Susan like what how his drawings turned into like a visual like graphic design thing, and she's like, "Who did that?" And I go, "Your son." I go, "You doing all those
I
projects
saw his
with
book
him."
once, and you guys all seen the movie Elf. Maybe Joelle hasn't.
Yeah.
Joelle, have you seen the movie Elf?
Yes.
Okay, so you know when Tyrion Lannister comes in and his
Uh-huh,
book
the
of
book.
the book, and that's Ryan's book.
So true.
At this point, I have a stack of books. Yeah, they're
A
like
stack
it's like
of
a collection of
competition
books.
books.
That's
You keep
awesome.
them. That's awesome. That
I
is amazing.
go through it. I have one sketchbook, and once I fill it, I retire it, and I get another one.
Do you
Can I
keep
move
them?
on?
You keep them, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I got like probably like 15 years worth of sketchbooks saved.
Love that.
I'm a creative hoarder.
Too funny. Hey, so we do got to get into some bad. We do got to talk tariffs. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. This is
Yeah, it's huge.
This is affecting the entire industry from top to bottom. I was just on the phone with a good friend who's in the higher ups at 1-800-Flowers, and the panic that I heard in his voice on everything that he's been panicking and moving. And you think of a company like 1-800-Flowers. I mean, that's a Wall Street company. You think about all the brands, the berries, Sherry's Berries, and the baskets, and all the things that they cover from A to Z. I mean, it's a little frightening. It's a little frightening, to think about, and, stuff that they're bringing in, and, baskets, and, is this, what's coming in, is that going to be acceptable because it shipped before and it landed? There's just so much in the air. So we do got to talk a little bit bad about what's affecting our industry right now, and that is the new tariffs that our government has placed.
I mean, the news couldn't get any more stressful and frustrating for everyone down the chain. But I think the ones, as far as flower exporting countries to the United States, I think the ones that are most damaged are the Ecuadorians and the Dutch. We already have the expiration of the GSP and the renewal of the GSP, so we're already paying 7% on that. And now, according to the information I've gotten from the trade associations, is that it's the 10 plus the 7.
Yeah.
So our duties from Ecuador now are 17%, there or about. So
roughly.
And it's not one of those things that are going to be someday possibly retroactively paid back. It's not.
No.
It's not that. So, and the Dutch guys, they got a 20% tariff, and they were already paying 8. So I'm not clear if it's 28 or if it's 8 plus 12. I'm still waiting to get that.
So according to what came out in Floral Daily today, because there was a big article about it, the article says import tariffs are no good for no one. The EU is 20%. They also said, I know you guys in your morning meeting were discussing about China, the total will be 54%.
Yeah, 54.
So yes.
54% from China.
Israel is the second biggest one with 17%. India, 26%.
No,
Sri
Israel's
Lanka.
not the biggest one.
No, I know. I thought this was in numerical order, but it's not.
I just think we should just stick to the flowers. And Sri Lanka, I haven't ever imported anything from there.
Right. Well, that's where
just the flower countries.
I think Walmart's more affected by Sri Lanka duties.
Yeah.
And tariffs.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Thailand, Costa Rica.
But you might as well go to the mall
Ecuador
and buy your clothes, because you ain't going to
10%.
save anything at Walmart.
Yeah.
It's not going to be cheap.
No.
They can't be cheap. And there's a limit to how their suppliers can lower their prices. But the big problem is the growers.
Mm-hmm. And Colombia got hit with a 10%. Colombia had
10%.
Free trade before.
Yeah, but it's a little different for them.
Because they live on the exchange rate.
And financially, it's not going to be easy for any importers because you got to pay that every day. It's not like, I'll pay you later. The government goes into your bank account and just takes it. So whatever your duties are, if you're not paying C&F, landed to your door situation, and you're importing it yourself, you're going to feel it in the pocket, because most of us sell to customers that have terms, and you're putting out a lot more than you used to until you get paid. So it's going to be a domino thing of stressful moments for a while, until people just get used to it, until the pricing just adjusts and everyone. The good news is there's going to be no unfair competition. Everyone's going to have to pay.
Yeah.
And if you do some shady shit, get fake invoices and shit, it's only a matter of time to get caught. So it doesn't make sense to play those games with the government.
Well, yeah, because they look at all
Elon
those
Musk
anyways.
might come and check your shit. And
No, he's out. He's no longer.
Oh, really?
That's what they're saying after the Wisconsin thing.
What happened in Wisconsin?
He put in a lot of money for a judge, and she lost. The other judge won. Sorry, the other judge won.
He put a lot of money
behind
in for
her.
a judge.
Yeah, trying to promote the judge in Wisconsin to come in, and then they lost. And so he's starting to also feel the effect. This is all, again, I'm not a political expert or anything. It's just what I saw.
This is all political. This whole thing
There's
no dancing around and no politics conversation.
I
here.
prefer to
There's
keep
no
my...
dancing around.
I know.
No
so I get my news from Lester Holt, and now the new guy replacing Lester Holt went to Belen and is a Miami kid, so I'm super excited to see him on news. But it's basic
Man,
news.
I tried to get Logan in Belen's summer camp, and I went a week after they sent the email that, hey, registration's live, sold out.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the reason why Mike, I'm worried about, because they're saying that it's going to hit like the supplier, like all the supplies. So like fertilizer, bulbs, seeds.
Well, Ukraine is very high.
Yeah.
And the fertilizer a lot of it comes from Ukraine.
Yeah. And also from Spain, Norway, Belgium. This is what this article is saying. I mean, a lot of it's coming, and they're worried about like the greenhouse supplies, anything that you need for like to be growing businesses. A lot of these countries, even like in Colombia and Ecuador, they supply from Europe. So,
Yeah.
and China and all these other places. So, yeah. But
Yeah,
I think, I'm hoping it's going to be temporary. Do you think it's going to be temporary,
No.
Mike?
No,
I think it's negotiations. I think if other people lower their tariffs to the U.S. is going to reciprocate and lower the tariffs to them.
But don't you think that they'll do that because they want to protect their businesses and stuff and like their economy?
Well, I mean, I'm not really into politics that much. I'm
Right.
into flowers, and this is like it's a deep conversation. It's not. Oh well, we got 7% duty. We'll have to live with it. Maybe someday we'll get the money back. This is completely different. People have to go into their pockets to finance this. This was not going to be simple.
Yeah.
If you're not a big,
and the shock at
hedge
first.
fund backed importer with unlimited resources for money,
This hurts.
this could be really painful to some people. I know it's going to be painful to me. That's for sure. I will get us through this like we've gotten through everything else as a team. We're going to get through it, and we're going to make our adjustments and move forward and just figure it out. I'm relieved that Canada wasn't 25%.
Yeah.
I'm relieved that Mexico wasn't 25%. That kind of that helps us a lot, actually, because it makes our Canadian products more competitive price-wise with the Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
So, or for the South American, for that matter, like a Gerber from South America, they
Right.
could undercut us by such a great margin. And now they have to raise their prices a little bit. And so I think everything that we bring from Canada, especially bulb products, makes it more attractive. But if you're a company in Colombia and you're selling flowers to the United States and you're delivering the flowers as a delivered price, I'm thinking that you're going to get paid in Colombia. And even though you're paying a 10% tariff, I think you're earning more than 10% when you get paid because of the exchange rate that Fern mentioned earlier. I'm not positive. I think it's kind of like that.
I think, what did Edwin say the exchange rate was? Like 4,700
I don't think
pesos
it's that
to
high.
a dollar?
You can Google that. I don't know what the exchange rate is today, but for sure, there's something to ease the pain when you get paid in Colombia. But if you're getting paid in the U.S., and you're exporting to the U.S. and you're not bringing the money back to Colombia, then you're importing into the U.S. and you're paying that tariff, and there's no money coming back to you.
Yeah, but then you have to pay to the American branch of that company. So, Mike, and then I saw a couple of our clients already on social discussing the tariffs. I think it's good to talk to the consumers about where flowers come from, right? And about the tariffs.
Yeah. I don't think the consumer is going to really feel it so hard over 10%. I think the Ecuadorian number is double that.
Right.
And I think the cost of, if a rose cost you $1 yesterday, now it costs you $1.17. And then you need to take that $1.17 and you got to look at the difference between your margin that you work on between $1 and $1.17. And that raises it even more. So no one could work for less. I'm sure pretty much everyone is at their rock bottom just trying to be competitive. And so no one's going to really be able to lower their pricing. But what that will happen is it's going to take a lot of the speculation out of the business, at least for the short term. We have Mother's Day coming. If this happened in July, it would be a lot worse for us. But being that it's happening before several major floral holidays, which is Easter, administrative professionals, Mother's Day, and I think there's some other shit in between there too. That actually keeps the ball rolling. But if this would have came out on July,
oh my God,
nobody would speculate on anything.
Right.
no,
It's
it'd be
not
terrible.
worth the juice ain't
It'd
worth
be
the squeeze.
terrible.
Yeah, so like at least we have that to be happy and grateful for, that it's happening now.
And there's some win in everybody's sales.
Yeah, the market's kind of good, and so if someone needs to pay 10 or 17% and higher prices, it's not going to really upset the apple cart too much. But once you get into the slow times,
Yeah.
that's
Plus-
where you're really going to feel it.
Plus, a lot of the florists are already dealing with like thin margins, and so when you're dealing with like thinking, okay, it's going to be $3 more per like, you know what I mean, like a little bit, but then what a lot of them were saying, which makes sense, the higher impact is because there's high volumes of this. So multiply that by the event that you have to do. You have to do hundreds of tables. You know what I mean? So that's where they're worried about it, right? So they're worried. They understand the $1 or $2.
Yeah, but
extra.
the supermarkets are the one that really controls the market.
Mm-hmm.
The supermarket buyers control the market. So if supermarket has to pay 10 or 17% more,
But those companies that are allowed,
they're going to buy a little less.
But those,
And that little less is going to become loose change in the market. And that kind of brings prices down. It doesn't bring prices up. So
Supply, demand, yeah.
So no, I mean their margins at the best case in the supermarket, I think they shoot for like 50 GPM,
Yeah.
something like that. So then they need that 50 to pay for the 10 or 20% of shrink that they incur. They need to have that 50, so they bring home some money to pay for that square footage that's hundreds and hundreds of dollars to build. So I feel like it's going to be up to the supermarkets really what happens as far as demand and price.
yeah, I get that.
We'll see how that works out. And we had great vendors when we were threatened with the tariffs from just Canada only. What was that, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
A month and a half ago? And, it's a very friendly conversation. You call up and you talk to them and you feel it out. And some of them, they got the room to split it with you.
Yeah,
And then there's others who like produce tulips that work on sheer volume and their margins are so thin they can't afford to lose
They
anything.
can't afford, yeah.
right.
The bulbs cost more than they ever cost because of the shortage. And the only way they can make money is with sheer volume, with producing 500,000 or 1 million
Right.
stems a day. That's how they make their money, not with
I just
GPM.
I just hate the unpredictable instability, the yes, no, yes, this amount, this not amount, like that is what's kind of, even as a consumer,
Hopefully everything is negotiated.
even as a consumer
super
or doing anything, like,
I think Afif is going to work on that Ecuadorian situation, how it's not fair that we're already paying 7, now you're putting another 10. Maybe, with the lobbyists that SAF has and that what Afif has. Afif has a new name. What's the new name?
AFIA,
Afia? Okay. Well,
American Floral Importers
With all
of
the-
America.
with all the
That's like dodgeball.
America?
yeah, well, with all the lobbyists and all the
Yeah.
connections that they have in Washington D.C., I mean, it could be just an oversight by the government. They didn't realize that we're already paying 7, and they slapped
Yeah.
another 10 on
Yeah.
top of that. That maybe they don't know, or maybe they don't know that Holland was already paying 8, and they slapped another 20 on top of them. And the other question is, a lot of Dutch exporters don't export from Holland; they truck it to the UK, and they
So
export from there.
Are they going to pay an
So,
extra duty there?
Is there? Yeah, I don't know. It's
I mean,
leaving
it's
the
scary.
UK. It's not leaving Holland. So maybe there's duties or tariffs.
And the UK is separate from the union now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ah.
maybe that affects how they ship. Maybe that affects flights. Maybe that affects how much they pay. I don't know. It's too soon to know everything.
So yeah, Expo Flores had posted something last night, and it was pretty good because it's exactly that. Like, stay tuned. Like, it's just continue to listen and continue to be up to date with what's going on. And I think that's all we can do.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping a lot of these countries, come to the table and let's negotiate all this. Let's bring it down as much as possible because it sucks for the average consumer. It sucks for, right now it's as high as inflation still is and cost of running a company and insurance and everything. It's crazy.
What scares me is that the instability is causing consumers in general. Same thing with the car, same thing with everything, is that it's just like me, myself. I don't want to make any big purchases. I don't want to, so that it affects because the uncertainty of everything. I mean, we live in a life of uncertainty, but still, this is just something added, right?
Last night I was speaking to a grower here in the United States, and he's all happy about the situation, and buy American, buy U.S. grower, and I'm all for that too. Yeah. But like after he started talking to me, I was like, well, where do you get all your shit from?
Yeah,
where you get your bulbs from? Where you get your greenhouse from? Where you get the pots that you plant the shit in? Where you get that from? Where do you?
None of that is American.
None
of it's produced here,
including the labor.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
where do you get that from? So this is a problem for USA growers too.
100%.
This is not, hey, we buy American, you're doing great. It ain't like that. It ain't like that. Maybe they don't have a tariff to pay to sell their products, but they're paying tariffs on all the shit they need to grow those
the
flowers.
Size of our nation, it's almost too much. That's why we import so much stuff. Yeah.
No. Even US car makers,
everything is
aren't the cars are maybe assembled here, but they're not made. They're not 100% made here.
Right.
It's all those things. A lot of stuff comes from the outside, and a lot is going to be affected.
So nobody's out of the woods. Everyone's going to have some kind of, there's no other way to put it, but smack over the head. Everyone's going to have one. You asked to talk about the bad. This is the fucking bad, man. This is the bad. This is the bad. But we had a conversation this morning here, and I reminded everybody what is way worse than this. What was way worse than this? And that was a COVID pandemic. That was far worse than this situation, especially on the onset. And in the end, it was almost
great.
a gift to the flower industry.
Correct.
It helped so many people get back on their feet. So many people that were on the bubble, about to go out of business. They want to sell their place. They want to get out of the business. I'm sick and tired of all this stuff. All of a sudden, their phones are ringing and they're cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. They're doing all these sales. And it's my personal opinion that pandemic saved hundreds of florists worldwide.
Yeah.
Thousands maybe. Worldwide. Saved so many people, growers. They saved
wholesalers, importers.
Yes.
People, the whole people across the whole chain.
Yeah, they took a big loss in the beginning, but as time went on and people couldn't visit anyone and people couldn't travel, the only thing they could do is send shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent flowers. And they sent flowers often. People spent more money on flowers during the pandemic than they probably did in their lifetime.
I would agree.
In their lifetime.
But not without consequence. There was a lot of other things that were horrible around it.
Yeah, it was a terrible time.
So it's like, we're just, and you're right. There's nothing that's.
But nothing was worse than that.
Right.
I can't remember a moment in life that was, aside from, losing family members and things like that or friends, but business-wise, and we are talking business here. We're not talking anything personal.
We're not talking personal. We're only talking business.
But I can't remember anything business-wise that was worse than that situation and the unknown that was coming from it and the panic, the global panic in our industry. I remember watching the videos of the Dutch auction of the whole parking lot full of flowers that were dumped. I remember videos of so many deep and dark, sad visual pictures. Even our own. We loaded 2 truckloads, sent it to the dump, and had to pay.
Loading those trucks was one of
we
the
had to
saddest
send somebody,
moments of my
I never
life,
realized that you needed to pay to dump at the city dump. I thought it was free.
Yeah, we had
to send a guy over there with a credit card that they would accept.
And to pay to dump. To pay to lose more money. We had to pay more money to lose money.
Yeah.
It was one of the saddest moments loading that truck.
Yeah,
that was a very sad day.
So this is another one of those sad moments, but I don't think it's as dark or as unmanageable as that was. That there was no control. That you couldn't make any plan. You couldn't figure out anything. At least here, we can figure out ways to adjust, and we can figure out ways to share the pain with others instead of everyone taking it on their shoulders by themselves. I mean,
we're all in it together.
Yeah,
we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
We have a responsibility to help each other out as partners and customers and vendors and suppliers. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
So it's really up to us to come together and figure out a way so that we can all continue. This is affecting everybody. Everybody's getting hit on the head here, whether you realized it or not.
On our side of the business, our margins are really thin compared to others. Growers, the margins are really thin. On the retail levels, the margins are a little bit more. There's more spread, but they have to raise their prices. They're going to lose some sales. So everyone has to kind of eat it a little bit in order to continue.
Correct.
So everyone's margins have to thin out a little bit in order to continue and navigate through this. It could be for a week. It could be for 4 years. Nobody knows. It could be forever. Nobody knows.
Yeah, we have to work together as an industry.
We got used to paying that 7%.
Yeah, it's normal.
It sucked.
It sucked, but it's normal now.
It was a couple cents on every dollar, 7 cents on a dollar. But people will pay that 7 cents on the dollar for premium Ecuadorian roses. People will pay it.
I agree.
People will pay it. Now you're talking about 17.
17.
That's a little different.
That's a high number.
It's a little different. It makes the Colombians a little bit more competitive price-wise, right? Their freight is cheaper.
When you add a margin on,
I don't know. I'm not a financial expert.
$1.17, it's a big deal.
I feel like by this time, I should have an MBA from the Wharton School of Business.
Well, you're pretty much a general contractor at this point.
I am definitely a general contractor. I'm an engineer. I know I have learned so much, and what I have learned is I'm going to stay in the flower business. I ain't never going to construction business. That shit sucks. That is more stressful than flowers. Way more stressful. The way these guys are waiting for inspectors and they're coming in and they're nitpicking all these little things. You're spending all this money in their town. You're spending all this money in their town, and you're bringing 40 employees into their town, to spend money in their town. And they break your balls about everything. The process is long and difficult. It's way easier to navigate through this than it is to build out. What'd you call it, Ronnie? The
greatest flower show on
earth.
The
greatest flower show, yeah.
That's what you called it.
Yeah, that was yours thing.
No, that's Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus is the greatest show on earth.
We're just the greatest flower show.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
But, they used to park the trains for the circus right behind our building.
That's why the trains are there. The train tracks are there.
They don't do it anymore. They're out of business. But for many, many years, when the circus came to town, all the train cars that took the circus from city to city, they don't do it by truck. They do it by train.
Yeah.
Did it by train. I don't know.
Yeah.
They used to park all their shit right on this track behind the building here. And you would have the one that took the elephants, the one that took the tigers and the lions, all those cars were right behind this building. It was cool to see. I actually took a picture of an old one. For years, there was an old one that was like left behind on like a little side spur right behind Sunburst. And it was a cool picture because of an old ass Ringling Brothers box car.
Well, you should print that. Yeah.
I don't know where. I took a picture with that one of my phones. I probably still have it.
You could probably turn that into the historians for real. To the libraries. Yeah. Well, that's enough bad. Now that we're.
No, man. So
I want to breathe.
Fatties, we got to come together. We got to work together. We're going to have to figure this out. We're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. And I know if we put our heads together, we can all figure this out.
It's all about money. It's dollars and cents. Yep. And I don't know, man. It's I have not been able to digest it completely yet, and I'm waiting to hear something positive out of this.
Seriously.
I have not yet. I haven't spoken to Juanita yet. I need to get on the phone with her this afternoon because there's a lot of strategy that we have to do.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things like we're building out a farm and we're doing stuff for the good times. And maybe we need to slow that process down a little bit. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
No, sometimes we got to talk some bad. I know there's a lot of good in our industry, but there is some bad sometimes. And, it's tough news to swallow yesterday. Couldn't stop thinking about it. Looking at the list. Let me get a list. Let me see this. What countries are we buying from? Where are things coming from, really? It's a lot. It's a lot to digest. It's a lot to swallow. And like Mike says, where's the good news? Haven't found the silver lining yet. So we're in it together, fatties. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another Two Fat Guys episode. And sorry to bring you a lot of bad, but we had to talk about it. It was awesome with, having Madison Greene from That Flower Feeling jump in. I thought we were just talking bad, so thank you for giving us some good before we got into the bad, Ryan. But reach out to Madison if you want to be a That Flower Feeling ambassador. I have a strong feeling that they're going to get a lot of new memberships soon. Reach out, guys. Remember, we're all in this together. Let's all work it out together. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.